Hello, wonderful world of YouTube. It's Alex. Today, I'm at Camp Tuscazoar here in Zoarville, Ohio. The campground was founded in 1920 by Troop 5, which is based out of Canton, Ohio, when they would begin to build a cabin on the land owned by Mr. Bill English. He was a commissioner to the local Scout Council, and the camp is situated on the riverbanks of the Tuscawaras River. This would become an important landmark for years to come. The first summer camp would be held in 1921, and it was called Wilderness Camp. The camp was wildly popular, and in 1924, a more permanent camp would be built. 1924 would also see the year where the land the camp sat on being bought out by the council, and the name Tuscazoar would be selected for the camp. Camp would continue to grow and would see the construction of many different things, such as cabins, wells, and a parade ground. The 1930s saw some major change. With the majority of the camp being situated on the riverbank, which was utilized for swimming and bathing facilities, it became a problem when the WPA decided to build a dam on the river. This river flooded up, and meaning that the railroad would have to be rebuilt, which would unfortunately remove most of camp. In this time, the camp was unsure what the future held, as they had to decide between rebuilding camp or building a new camp elsewhere. However, it was decided in 1937 that a new camp would be built higher up on the shore banks, and this beginning of the new camp would be seeing the prosperity of Tuscazoar for years to come. The 40s, 50s, and 60s would be the golden years of the camp. It was popular among the boys, and attendance was high. However, the Scout Council decided that a new camp would be needed, and the camp would be sold by the Scouts in 1984. 1986 would see the last summer camps, and after that summer, all usable equipment was transferred to the new council camp. The camp would not be closed for very long, however, as in 1987, the Camp Tuscazoar Foundation would be formed with the idea of keeping the camp open to the public, and it saw immediate success, with campers coming right back for the fall and winter camping. Today, the camp is still open to the public and regularly holds events throughout the year. Like in January, they hold the Gold Rush competition. In March, they hosted Maple Days, breakfast, and in September, the Pig Roast. The camp is still littered with historic spots and overlooks, and the stockade gates behind me are one of these locations. Originally built in 1965, it was built to replicate the look of the 1927 predecessor, which was originally built by the Pioneer Point. These gates serve as the entrance to the wonders and beauties that Tuscazoar holds. The camp also has the W.C. Moorhead Museum. Originally being built in 1995, it holds and exhibits a collection of photographs, books, and other artifacts depicting the history of Camp Tuscazoar and local scouting. Some of its artifacts include the extensive staff mug collection, the many event patches, and various camp artifacts like the stool from the dining hall. The museum also serves as the camp's trading post, where the camp sells patches, stickers, hiking medallions, and the camp's famous maple syrup. If you should walk through these hills that have over 100 years of history inside them, then eventually you may find Pioneer Point. This lookout point was used by Native Americans hundreds of years ago, and it offers a beautiful look at the natural scenery and the river valley that flows by the camp. Since 1925, the first campers who have passed by here have placed stones on a pile, originally made as a memorial to the soldiers of the First World War. But later, it has become a shining example of the spirit of Tuscazoar. Last up on our site list today is the historic Zoarville Station Bridge. Originally built in the 1860s, this is a Fink Truss bridge. It was originally built as part of a 3-span bridge that crossed the Tuscawaras River. However, in 1905, it was relocated to where it sits today, as the bridge was replaced. The bridge now crosses the Cotton Creek. Acquired by the camp in 1996, the bridge was restored and is still usable today. The bridge is on the National Register of Historic Places, the Ohio Register of Historic Places, and the Historic American Engineering Record. This bridge, which once served as the main road to camp, now stands as the last remaining example of this style bridge. Camp Tuscazoar is a wonderful place. From the hiking trails to the river and to the natural beauty, this place has it all. I have a lot of great memories here in my time in Scouts, and I would highly recommend visiting. So until next time, stay wandering.